Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm hanging out. I'm being a gecko on the computer. How are you?
You know, just chilling. You know how I be.
I actually
Yeah,
don't
you
know how you
don't,
be.
but-
I've never talked to you before in my life.
I was about to say, but you're gonna find out
please
how
tell
I be.
me how you be. I want, and that's why we're on the phone here. I want to know how you be.
I be pretty good. You know, I'm just chilling. You know, I got today off work. You know, this great holiday. You know, if you're a cis white male, great holiday. So you know, pretty good.
Sure. Okay. Well, Maze, tell me what you wanted to talk about today.
So I'm terrified. I've always found humor in people being in defeat. And then I was talking to my dad the other day, and he was a little tipsy,
Yeah.
and he admitted to me that he was in defeat. So naturally, what do? You go talk to your siblings and see if.
Oh wait, stop right there.
Has
Stop
he ever
right there.
mentioned
You
anything?
hold on, stop right there. I thought you said you found humor in people being in defeat, like they've been defeated.
No, like feet, like toes.
Oh,
and
okay. No, you're not
heels
saying
and
in
arches
defeat. You're
and
saying into feet.
in space to space feet. Period.
I think into is one word though.
Bro, I went to school in Alabama. My grammar is not great. I'm not good with words or math, but you know, I do my best.
Okay, I respect that.
But yeah, so I went and talked to my sister, and my sister told me that she is aesthetically into people's arches, and I am curious if that means that. Do you think she is in defeat? And if so, do you think that is a hereditary thing?
Interesting. So your father drunkenly told you that he has a foot fetish, and then you started asking your siblings about whether or not they have foot fetishes.
Even worse, my father said he is into a bunch of stuff. He didn't specify, but he said he's into a bunch of different things, and don't really want to know what that means.
Okay, I would also not want to know what that means if my father told me that. And why? How did you start this conversation with your sister again? I feel like I glossed over that.
I just asked her if I was in feet. I play a lot of online video games, and my first question is if people can send me feet pics, because that's funny. It gets the other team on their toes. So I just naturally was like, hey, like, are you into feet? And she said, well, no, but I find people's arches aesthetically pleasing.
Okay. All right, so now you know that about your sister. You could have stopped the investigation into your family's foot fetish right at your dad, but you chose to investigate further into your sister.
Have you ever seen National Treasure with Nicolas Cage?
I have not seen National Treasure.
You haven't seen National Treasure?
No,
oh
but I know it's
well,
about finding the Declaration of Independence. I think it is, right? Is that the same that's the movie?
Yes. My search into my family's foot fetish thing is like Nicolas Cage trying to find the Declaration of Independence.
This is your National Treasure. Got it. I'm sorry.
This is my familiar treasure.
Whatever floats your boat. Okay, so
I haven't talked.
No, keep going, please.
No, I haven't asked my grandmother yet, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she is. She's all over the place, you know, and she's very active sexually. So maybe my grandmother's my next step to ask her, but yeah. What
is it that leads you to believe that your grandmother is very active sexually? How do you know that?
She's just always kind of hopping around from boyfriend to boyfriend, trying to get like she's been married 6 times, and her husband, whenever growing up, had a porno DVD that my mother found called Daddy or Mommy Loves Poo. So ever since then, we've always just kind of been prying at her how big her original husband's cock was. So, I mean, it's always just been kind of like a joke, but also it's always been very clear that she does get it. My dad's mother, we found a pair of edible panties in her garage when we were cleaning it out.
You know, I feel like this is your the grandmother that had these edible panties. Is that the same one that you say is very sexually active?
No, oh God, no. The other one, the sugar daddy is the one that I believe sexually active. I pray to God every day that the grandmother with the edible panties is not sexually active. I would.
Why do you hold on? Well, why do you?
I mean, I would.
Is it why is it such a bad thing that your grandmother is sexually active? Wouldn't your grandmother? I don't know how old she is. I don't know what she did with her life, but in her old age, doesn't she deserve to have a good time?
Not her. See, if my other grandmother, if she was sexually active, I wouldn't want to know about it, but that wouldn't bother me. I've always been of the appearance, if my parents can fucking, I don't care. A lot of my friends growing up would be like, oh, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. But if it's happening, good for them. But you know what, Therapy Gecko, you're right. I think that's kind of the point of the podcast. If she was sexually active, good for her.
Good for her. Don't you want to be sexually active when you're, how old is she, 80?
I don't really talk to her, about 75.
Don't you want to be sexually active when you're 75? Don't you want a nice, spry, active body?
75. Oh, she does not have a spry or active body. There's a lot of folds there, a lot of crevices to be explored.
Okay. So, I mean, back to the original thing. You said here that you are investigating your family's interest in feet.
Foot fetish history, yes, sir.
Yeah, and so you're wondering if it's hereditary.
Very terrified it's hereditary.
Okay, well, here I have a few things for that. First of all, how old's your sister?
25, around there.
Okay, she's 25. It says here you're 23. So if it were hereditary, I'm not going to pretend like I know how hereds work. But if it were hereditary, then you would be developing it in approximately 2 years.
Ooh, God, I got to get ready.
Do you know at what age your father developed his fetish for feet?
No, but he's been with my mom for a long time, so it could be kind of a thing where, over time, I feel like eventually you're going to have to try different stuff out, and maybe he was just into it.
Again, I'm happy for your father that your father is. I understand why you wouldn't want to know about it, but I'm happy for your father that he is.
No, I mean I don't have a problem.
Him and your mom are continually finding ways to keep things interesting in their relationship.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's a thing where nobody wants to know. But my mom did get a boob job 2 months ago, so that's. Okay. I mean, I guess they are keeping it active. Thank God I don't have any more kids because I don't think this world needs any more people, but
okay. Well, let me hammer this last thing in about you with the foot fetish. It's not. Here's why you should not be afraid of. First of all, I don't think that foot fetishes are hereditary, but even if they are, and even if at the age of 25 you are biologically programmed through your DNA that was passed on to you from your family to have a foot fetish. Even if you are, why is that such a bad thing?
Feet are nasty. I mean,
well, you say that now, but in 2 years, you're going to love them.
That's what I'm afraid of, Lyle. That's what I'm terrified of.
But if you love them, why are you afraid of that? You're saying feet are nasty now, but in 2 years, if what you are saying, what we're hypothesizing here is true, you will love them, then you'll just have another thing that you love. What's the matter with that?
So what you're getting at is I don't need to be afraid of it. I need to be excited if that part of myself does develop.
I think so. What exactly is there to be afraid of?
I don't know. Maybe you could get a disease from feet, but I shouldn't be afraid of the disease either. It seems like
you can get. Many different parts of the body can carry diseases. Every other part of a person's body that you may be attracted to will have a disease.
And to be honest with you, I eat ass, so I don't feel like feet could be any worse than an asshole.
I really can't. I don't think so either. and it especially won't be because
I
you'll be
do
very
have
attracted to them.
Man, see, this is why this is such a beautiful thing, is because I was terrified of this, and you have just made it into a beautiful thing. I'm excited to develop a foot fetish.
You should be excited to develop a foot fetish. When you're 25 years old, it's an interesting time in a person's life because you have had enough time to kind of develop who you are as a human being, and I feel like you kind of get to a certain point where you're like, am I done developing as a person? Am I done feeling all that? Have I felt all the feelings that exist to me to be felt in this universe? And how amazing is it to have the answer to that question be no, and to have a new thing to feel? I think you should be excited.
And that's really all the human experience is going through and feeling new things and experiencing new things and all sorts of stuff like that. So
I feel like I'm really talking to a different person on the phone than when we started.
I've really changed. I will say I've always wanted. I mean, foot fetishes seem so easy. You look for an actress nude or an actor, I don't know what the listeners are into, and you can't find anything. You cannot find any ball pics, any ass pics, any tit pics. But if you look up, go to celebrity.
By the way, this entire phone call, there has been another person in the room with you who has been just groaning.
Yes.
Who is that?
That's my fiance. Yeah, that is my future foot love. She will be the one that I'm sucking on the toes of.
Let me talk to your fiance really. Let me talk to your fiance real quick before we go. I want to get her kind of
here she is
up on this.
Hey.
Hey, what's your name?
My name's Kara.
How are you doing, Kara?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Do you have any sort of final thoughts on? It sounds like you've been in the room for this entire conversation. I want to know if you have any thoughts on it.
Well, I'm glad that he feels better about this whole foot fetish thing at the end of the conversation.
How do you feel about the foot fetish thing?
I mean, I guess it would be easy, but I guess it would be better than anal.
Why do you say it would be better than anal?
For so many reasons.
Wow.
I mean, just first off, like, painful.
It's true.
We've tried it before. It's painful.
It sounds really painful.
And second off, I don't know. I don't want anything in my butt.
I think that's a
exit
reasonable
only.
feeling to feel. Well, what is your name?
My name's Kara.
Kara. Oh, sorry. I'm horrible with names. I am horrible with names. What do you think what do you think about your fiance just as a human being?
He's really awesome. We've been together for 7 years, and he's always been there for me. He's a big sweetie.
That's sweet. I like that. I'm glad that we could make this into this thing that was a fear of his into something that was nice and something for you both to look forward to.
Me too. Me too.
Karen, you said?
Kara. Like
Kara,
Sarah,
okay.
but with a C.
Thank you for calling, Kara.
Of course. Thank you for accepting our phone call.
Of course. Love a happy ending. Somebody said, is she in defeat? I'm not the only one who thought he said in defeat, right? I would, because that also would have been an incredibly interesting conversation to have if he said, I find humor in those who are in defeat. Someone said he was trolling. I don't know. I don't know if he was trolling. I don't know. Because does that guy not seem like he comes from a family that very openly discusses their sexual fetishes? He is from Alabama. He has the area code to prove it. Mazer in the chat. Maze was his name. You know, it's the thing he said about his grandma being sexually active. It's weird. You know, the thing with your parents, the thing with sex and your family members is you want your family members to be happy. You want your family members to lead independent lives. You want them to be with people that make them happy. And in a weird way, you want your grandmother to have a fulfilling sex life. As part of you wanting her to have a fulfilling life in general. You just don't want to know about it. Chad, if you're still with me,